Maasai people of Africa have long been identified with their famous warriors, though in fact they are a peaceful people. But make no mistake, they are right now fighting a desperate battle. They number fewer than 1 million. They live a nomadic existence in Kenya and northern Tanzania. Today we're going to take you to the Manjuli district of Tanzania near Mount Kilimanjaro. There, back in 2007, Maasai elders put out a call for help. They feared their culture was eroding because their language has no written component, and this is happening to peoples all over the world. Schools tend to teach only Swahili and English. So a group of Canadians and Australians responded to the call with 50 digital cameras and a bunch of portable printers. They call themselves village galleries. Well, take a look what happened.
We found out that back in 1995, the elders of the Maasai had put out a call for technologists, now that's their word, to help them save their children in a cultural kind of way. They were very concerned that the culture was disappearing from their kids, the old stories, the old customs, and they had called upon outside agencies to come and help them with powerful technology.
The thing that was special about the Maasai is that they wanted us to come. And this may sound a little strange, but it was one of those moments of serendipity where we had an idea where we wanted to use cameras as a tool where people could learn and embrace a technology they didn't have access to.
The Maasai are pastoralists. They are farmers. They are goat and cow herders. They are peaceful, proud, optimistic, smart.
It was interesting, the very first day as we came up on the side of a hill and we had all of our equipment out, 50 cameras and 50 printers, and everything was charged up. And again, the absence of electricity. And there was nobody there. And we were there with one of the elders, and he said, through our interpreters, just wait, they're coming. And it was fascinating because within 20 minutes, we could see groups of people coming, 4 or 5 at a time. We couldn't even see where they lived, but we could see them coming through the grass over the hill.
And these people all came, and they stood there, and we sat there, and we were all very nervous. I mean, this is, quite an intimidating place to be in the middle of nowhere and having a bunch of people standing there, and very stern faces.
Idea is that you find what is interesting to you.
When they first held a camera in their hands, the first instruction we were told through a translator was, don't worry, these will not hurt you.
And our instructions to them were, go out and shoot what is important to you. Bring it back. We can instantly turn it around. It took about four minutes per print, in the dirt, in the field. And then we had them tell the story of the photograph, to talk about why the photo was important.
It was fascinating as they got their hands on the camera, point and shoot cameras, looking through the lens and taking a photograph. And it was, we had moments of magic, and magic was probably through the happiness as they looked through the camera. It sort of reminded me of early day photography in our own society where, Ma and Pa and the kids are standing there very stoic looking. There were not a lot of smiles. These were very happy people. But as soon as the camera was on them and then they were in front of their mud hut, everybody became very, very serious because they weren't, that's sort of how they thought photography should be.
And then came the moment of printing. So we take this little printer, I put it on the ground, and I go to explain how to print, and I'm actually bent over the printer, and all of a sudden, boom, I feel on one shoulder someone, boom, I feel on another shoulder. I must have had 5 people all just crouched over my body. When I went to press, print, a picture starts coming up. There was just this yelling. It was just like, it was a beautiful sound, and just this cheer, and everyone was laughing. And the next moment, you're walking and taking pictures, and they're smiling and laughing, and that was amazing.
It was amazing what they shot. It was amazing what they said about what they shot. A young teacher shot a pot of porridge. And she brought her picture back to the circle and she said, "I have shot this bowl of porridge because without food, there is no learning. And if my students are going to walk 25 kilometers to school, we'd better have the pot of porridge ready."
I liked ones where there was, say, a dog running through a shot and you had layers of landscape, and it just, the movement in the photo, and you could see that there's a lot going on in a seemingly banal landscape. There's a lot happening.
The teachers very quickly realized that they could use photography for arithmetic. The science teacher talked about photographing the cornfields in 3 seasons and teaching the life cycle, teaching how to tend the cattle, how to tend the donkeys. So there was art, poetry, science. It was phenomenal.
One thing that was always talked about was the blending of formal and informal education. So the elders in the villages, the elders in the tribes were saying, we recognize the need for formal education. But again, the cultural aspect of it is the informal component of it. So they really believed that there was a great quote that a zebra without stripes is as a Maasai without culture.
My other favorite moment would have to have been when we had a gallery there. And one gentleman walked up, one of the elders, and he took the photo off the wall, and I said, "Oh, excuse me, you know, these are to be for the public, for everyone to see." And he said, "This is my father. I've never seen a picture of my father." I just looked at him and said, "Well, then you should take that picture." It was such a powerful moment that this meant something to him. I can find pictures of my father. I have them all over. And to have that, maybe that's something that we didn't even think of. The power of these people have had so many pictures taken, and now the preservation of culture maybe comes through remembering your elders and having photos of them.
The same young woman, young teacher who shot the porridge, she said, "Are these pictures just for ceremonial use?" And that was we weren't quite sure what she meant, but we said, "No, you can use them every day, every minute, every day." And she said, "So if I have a young girl who has been promised into marriage, can I take a photo of her and take that photo to the authorities to prove to them that she should not be married?" Now, she said all of this in Swahili. There was a mumble amongst our translators. They then turned to us, translated for us very quickly, and we just simultaneously went, "Yes," and started applauding. That was a miracle. That truly, because every place we went, they were working so hard to get these kids in school, especially the girls. There were posters everywhere that said, "Don't trade young girls for cows," for dowry.
When we did the gallery a few weeks ago, the immediate reaction was actually, why didn't we do it sooner? Because the collateral just is incredible. You know, we took 15 to 20,000 photographs.
We also felt that the gallery would be an excellent opportunity for fundraising and for promoting just for information. It gave me hope that we could get back and that we could continue to build this and get it to work even better, because really all we did was a small dent. You know? It gave me that kind of confidence that you can do this kind of work, and you can do it continuously.
When people came to the show, I'd hope that when they walked away, they would stop and start considering what could I do? Maybe listen next time some organization's saying we're sending bicycles to Africa, or there are so many different organizations helping. Whether or not a camera is the answer, I think the camera is the beginning of recognizing that isolating yourself, eventually the young are going to see opportunities to do things elsewhere, and if they don't see those opportunities within the Maasai culture, they might move on.
What a great program. Now, in Tanzania, members of the Maasai community have kept in touch with their Canadian friends, sometimes with Christmas cards, sometimes with a simple "How are you?" by email. They can access computers through 8 organizations. Maasai are now on email. Now, if you want more information on the Village Galleries program, just go to our website at cbc.ca/Sunday, and from there you can find links to their site.